What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and it's been a while since I've made a video, so I've got a lot to catch up on, but I'm really excited to just, kind of share what's been going on with me recently. Finally had a better day. It's been a little bit rough. It's been a pretty slow market and just a lot of technical issues that have been making my life very frustrating, but I'm gonna go over that, and I'm also gonna talk about some of the biggest plays coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I also just added more to my favorite long-term stock. I now have well over $100,000 invested in that, so I want to talk about that as well and give you guys the further analysis, further due diligence that has recently come to light. So all this should be very exciting. If you missed me, please drop a thumbs up down below, drop a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I guess you wouldn't miss me if you aren't subscribed because you wouldn't have already seen me, but that's kind of beside the point. Appreciate you guys. It's been a long break, I guess, but hopefully I'll be making videos more, especially if the market keeps heating up. We had like a random slow patch, so that's part of why I didn't make videos, but I'll get more into the rest a little bit later here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's dive into the video, and I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, so real briefly before I get into the stock stuff, I just want to talk about two things that I have to update you guys on. So number one is the fact that I'm currently banned on Instagram. I got disabled by hackers. My actual account got disabled for impersonating myself. I actually got it fixed one time, and then they ended up disabling it again for the same thing, and they haven't responded to like 4 support requests, and it's been, I don't even know, like what, 20 days at this point. It happened right at the end of last month, so I might not ever get it back. If one of you guys knows someone on the inside of Instagram who can help me get it back, feel free to help me out with that. Otherwise, I will potentially make a new backup Instagram account at some point. I already have one, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of nice to have a break from Instagram, but I also kind of like sharing stuff with you guys in my stories, so I may make, or I guess tell you guys about my backup Instagram. So let me know maybe about that, or maybe I'll do it at some point if I can't get the account back. I don't know, in the next few weeks or something like that. So that's the one thing I want to talk to you guys about. Make sure you don't get scammed by any accounts. I will never ask you for crypto. I will never ask you to send me money, anything like that. And then the second thing is I was actually restricted on E-Trade for the last several days. So you can see here, these are my my profits for this month, and my average is actually way down from last month. This is for October. My average day is 3,700, and part of that is because it's been really slow, but part of that is because starting Friday, I couldn't buy anything on E-Trade, and Schwab doesn't give you margin on going long. So I pretty much couldn't buy any OTC stocks since Friday, and there's been a lot of opportunities there. It's pretty much all I trade. So my profits have been probably not quite cut in half, but pretty bad from these days. There were a lot of long opportunities on these days, this day, and then I got it back with like 2 hours left in the day today, and it made a big difference. So I just want to let you guys know that's kind of why this was a little bit down. But overall, it's been a lot slower in October. We just had like a 2-week period where it was just ridiculously slow, man. Like ridiculously slow. And it felt like today was finally heating back up a little bit. I hope this is where it stays hot and it just starts getting more and more hot through the end of the year, but we could have more slow periods. Again, my September average was 5,700 a day, and today it is, well, I guess so far this month it's 3,700. I'm hoping I'll be able to up this by the end of the month. Get some nice days in there to up this. But man, it's been a struggle for sure. So just wanted to update you guys on those two things. I was disabled on E-Trade, and I'm currently disabled on Instagram. Also, if I haven't mentioned it before, if you're not in the Discord, you didn't hear. If you're not following me on Twitter, didn't see, Schwab will be adding commissions for OTC stocks of $6.95 per trade starting on December 6th. So I will probably have to be finding another brokerage at that point for my Schwab account too. So it's very frustrating. All these brokerage issues, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So now I want to get into some of the stocks here. So to start off, I want to talk about MITI, which is my favorite long-term investment, Mitesco Inc., and they are the owners of the Good Clinic. And this is my favorite long-term stock. This is pretty much the only OTC stock that I am invested in that I consider a legit investment. I also do like ILUS, but just, I missed it from the great prices down there because I was trying to catch the bottom perfectly, and it ended up running without me. So if you're holding that long-term, I don't have an issue with that. But MITI is the other one that I really am a fan of, and this one hasn't really been on people's radars yet. So like, it did go on a nice run there. But I mean, they've just been doing update after update, just continuing on their business plan, and the share price has not moved an inch to reflect it yet. And I just have to talk about this one piece of, I guess, of news that I feel like provides a really nice, I can't think of the word, I forgot the word, a really nice comparison to what potentially MITI could look like in the future. Now, maybe it won't reach quite this level, but this is a good example of what MITI could reach if it continues following its business plan. And even if you're following very conservative values, that still places it at so much higher than it is now. So that's what's cool about this. So if you look here, Walgreens boosts stake in primary care company Village MD with a $5.2 billion investment. That's a lot of money, guys. And if you go down and look at it, this is what it looks like. Village Medical. And you can see here the actual details. $5.2 billion increases Walgreens' ownership stake from 30% to 63%. So, you know, 5.2 billion, call it 5 billion for 1/3 of the company, call it a $15 billion valuation. That's a pretty hefty valuation for this company. And if you go and you actually do the research, currently they say that they have, I think, like 200 plus primary care clinics. Now, what 200 plus means, I don't know if it's exactly 200, I don't know if it's 300, I don't know if it's 250, but we kind of got to, you know, just assume it's around that 200 area. So if you assume that, and you look up their revenue, which was about, I think, 198 million, call it about $1 million per clinic, that is right in line with what MITI's, you know, revenue per clinic is supposed to be. So based on that, and based on these valuations, even if you go super conservatively, MITI is super undervalued at these prices. Now, MITI has, I think currently it has 3 of these clinic locations open, and they're expanding at a rapid rate. I mean, they keep putting out PR after PR. They are really just signing these leases left and right, man. So I think that Larry Diamond, the CEO, was talking about the fact that, you know, potentially they could have, you know, 50 by the end of, I don't know if it's next year, the year after that, and then like 100 the year after that. So like they can scale up really fast on these things, and that's not even talking about acquisitions. So if you just go based off of that, you know, very similar, seems like metrics per store. The fact that nurse practitioners, you know, allow MITI to be more profitable than Village Medical, which is supposedly using actual MDs. There's just a lot of different factors that go into it. But based on that, the fact that MITI currently has a $55 million market cap. So you're looking at, you know, a $55 million market cap versus a $15 billion market cap. There's a huge difference there. And based on that, it seems like MITI could easily be hitting $1 billion market cap. And if you do, you know, kind of the math on that, if it's currently 55 and it can hit $1 billion, call it 50 right now, you know, that's almost a 20x increase from the current share prices. So, I mean, I don't think that's out of the question in the next 5 years. I really don't. And that's why I have over $100,000 invested. I finally got up to 500,000 shares flat of this stock, and I will continue to buy more shares. If I can get to Puerto Rico and it doesn't run more before then, I will probably throw another 100,000 plus in there, because then I won't have to pay money. I won't have to pay any taxes on the appreciations, you know, at that point. So that's what I'm looking at on this stock, and I'm a huge fan of it. I really don't care about the ugly price action because I know that eventually it's going to get picked up by the market. They're going to, you know, be uplisting at some point. I don't know when it happens. I don't really care when it happens. All I know is they keep delivering on the promises that they've made, and that is why I love this stock. Now that I've said that, if you guys do not do the research, if you guys are not completely bonkers about this company like I am, not even the stock, the company, literally the company. If you're not bonkers about this company, then don't invest, all right? Now, I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm just a dude. Well, I guess I'm not in my basement anymore. I'm a dude in an office, but I'm not here to give you financial advice. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am here to tell you that I like this stock. So if you don't like it, don't buy it. Don't buy it just because I like it, because then, you know, if it fades down, if it cracks 25, if it goes to 23, you're gonna be like, oh no, he's wrong. I'm gonna panic sell. I don't wanna see that. So if you don't like this stock, do not buy it. This is not me making this video to tell you to buy this stock. This is me saying, I like this stock. I think it's a great long-term investment. And if you are looking for more long-term investments, do your research on this one. And I think you will like what you will find. And again, I'm sitting on this for a long time. And I'm very excited for what's coming with this company. So that's it for MITI for today. I do want to talk about some of the other stocks that are setting up. So JPEX, This one had a pretty nice flag here and closed just above this level, just above this breakout level, man. This is one of the Frank tickers, and we got a lot of those, but man, this is probably the one I think that's, I would say it's leading the way the most, you know. I mean, this thing ran straight up, and you thought it couldn't go anymore, but then it's still going. And if it breaks out here, which, I mean, it closed, so if it keeps running, man, that's going to be a nice breakout, and this thing could theoretically, you know, keep running a lot farther from here. Go to 6 cents, go to 7 cents, go to 8 cents. And we don't even have, like, the merger news on this yet. And this is just the first of all these tickers. So OCLG, that one's coming back in towards those highs, man. Pretty freaking crazy. We got ILST. This one is, wow, it actually broke out already. I didn't even notice that. Wow. Yeah, so I sold some up here, and then I re-added some down here. So I don't have quite as many as I did before, but I'm back up to 450,000 on this thing. So I'm excited for this one. This is another great one, nice breakout play. And you know, once we get these merger updates, guys, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be some really nice runs. So I'm hoping all this happens right as OTC market heats up, you know, towards the end of the year. But I'm still swinging these, and eventually they'll get to a point where they get so overextended that they're gonna have nice panic dip buys. You know, they're gonna have nice plays, just like TSMP did back in the day. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm still holding those. I still have FCGD. I'm still a big fan of this one. It's actually not a horrible adding zone right here. I'm gonna have to add some of this. We'll see if it pulls back a little bit more. But again, you don't want to add, you know, on these upswings. You want to add on the downswings. I bought a ton down here. You know, I got 2 million shares. I guess that's not that many for stock this cheap. But you know, I like this stock. I'm still swinging this one. I actually am swinging Hood. I did want to talk about that a little bit. To me, this looks like a pretty nice setup with really nice basing action. So I think you get pretty good risk reward here. I think this thing could easily go on a nice squeeze, potentially break out over this level. I'm long, just like 100 shares, man, just as a test, because I don't typically swing NASDAQs, but I just wanted to give this one a little test here. I'm long 100 from 41.49, so that's my entry on that one. But I think it's pretty good risk, you know, risking kind of like this 39 area, because upside, you know, it could easily get to this level. If it breaks that, I mean, it could be over 50, potentially, you know, come up into this area. So I think risk reward is pretty damn good. So I like that as a potential listed trade there. KRFG, I still really like this one, guys. I think this chart is setting up nicely. It really is. I've got 900,000 of KRFG, and I think it's going to rip through these highs. Again, I wish I had more shares of these. You know, I knew about these down here, and I didn't start buying them because I'm an idiot, and I didn't really have the patience for swing trading back then. Now I have the patience for swing trading, now that it's all these stocks are, you know, 5 to 10 times more expensive than they were 6 months ago. But it is what it is, and I still think there's a lot of upside on these. I think this one easily rips over, you know, 3.5 within the next 3 to 6 months, if not sooner than that. And I will be making some nice money when it does that. Let's see what else. That's kind of it in terms of these. We had some breaking news plays that were back today. I did want to talk about that a little bit. So I did OZSC. First of all, that was a nice swing. I actually swung this, alerted it in the Discord because it, you know, it was really beaten down. And this one always ran with AITX and ALYI, and they both went on really nice runs. And OZSC hadn't really done anything. And because of that, I was thinking like, all right, this thing is probably due for a nice green day. And they literally put out news the next day. That was yesterday. And you know, it ran. It had a weird intraday chart, but I do want to mention that a little bit. You got to learn the personalities of stocks. So if I go to OZSC real quick here, let me go 2-day, 1 minute, just so you can see this chart. This is so typical OZSC, right? So I was actually swinging, you know, from the day before that, like 3.79, I think that's where I got in. And here's where the news came out. You can see a big spike in volume, spiked up, and this thing came all the way back down, almost to where, you know, the news came out at. Pretty wild. And you're thinking at this point, like if you bought, you know, on this spike up here and it comes all the way back down, you're thinking, all right, man, Jesus, this thing is probably dead. I don't know what happened. I'm screwed. And you might be, you know, panic selling there. But OZSC does this all the time, guys. And this is one of those things where you just got to learn the personality of stock. So I swear, it likes to spike up hard when there's a PR, and then it kind of likes to dump. And then it dumps farther than you think. And then it'll grind up, break those highs, and like go a lot farther than you think. Excuse me. And luckily, because I know that about this stock, I was able to, you know, hold my shares. I didn't sell any into this pop. Now, I would have made a lot on this pop if I had my E-Trade that day, but I didn't, unfortunately, and I didn't make anything on it because I just held my shares. And, you know, when it came back up and consolidated right at these highs, I should have added, but I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't add here. This would have been a great add point, you know, risking to break down this consolidation. Ended up ripping out of this consolidation and then just, you know, going on a nice run out of there. Guess I can zoom out. You see, it gets all the way up to 5, man. I ended up selling half my shares at 475 in this consolidation here, and then ended up dumping. I held overnight, and then the next day, you can see it dipped a little bit out of open, ended up going a little bit higher, and I ended up selling right, I think here at 481 when it ended up looking weak, and ended up going a lot lower. But then another news came out right here. This was nice breaking news. And I only got a few shares of this because I didn't have my E-Trade back yet, but I know a lot of people in the Discord banked on this one, so that was a nice breaking news play. And you know, since it was already up a lot from the first PR, it didn't follow its typical thing of like spiking, fading, and then grinding back up higher. So maybe it can hold these levels and keep going if the other ones keep going, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet on this one. So that was a nice breaking news play. We had a couple other ones today. MDMP. This was nice. I think a lot of us made some money on this one. You can see here, I mean, literally just so quick. You gotta be really quick on these ones, but I made, I think like 400 bucks on this in like 20 seconds. So that was nice. Nice breaking news play there. The other one was GTOR. Same thing, man. This thing spiked up huge. I also made some nice money on this one. I think I got smaller size, but made like 200 bucks. I sold way too early. I think I bought it at like 268 and then sold it like 3.0 and like 3.1, and then ended up going up to 3.9, but almost up to 4 basically. So that was tough, but you know, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. And then I guess there was one other one that I missed. I was away from my computer when this came out, but ILUS did have a nice tweet. I thought it was right here. Yeah, I think it was right here. You can see where the volume comes back in. I think the tweet came out right there. You know, that was a pretty nice sustained spike, even if it wasn't like a huge immediate spike on ILUS. ILUS, I do want to say this has some nice consolidation, man. I do think eventually this will break those highs and will run well over 50 cents personally, even if it takes, you know, another month or two. I have no idea how long it takes, but it's nice to see this chart develop. You know, maybe we see a wedge here, get a little tighter, and then it goes. I would like to see that. That'd be cool. CYBL, this was actually a great example of a first green day today. I think it ended up fading though. Yeah, it pulled hard, I guess, in the close. Interesting. That held a really nice uptrend in this area though. And again, CYBL, it seems like it does that, guys. So if this ever manages to, you know, run again, run hard, and then have a bunch of red days, look for a bounce day, because once you get the bounce day, man, it typically is pretty nice. I mean, this was a really nice bounce on that day. I remember that. I butchered that one. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do have to talk about GMPR. Oh man, I guess someone sold that today. Interesting. Yeah, this is a nice chart. I guess that there was a big seller today that kind of broke it a little bit. I'm not sure if there was some news or what. Yeah, no, that was just one seller. That was just one big seller who wanted to get out. I do like the chart, man. Nice consolidation. This did dump so hard on this day that it wicked like this. So I don't know, man. It rejected like really hard there. I do think it can break out again soon. I think there's more news in the works. I think they're also working on an uplist. I'm still swinging some of this from like 5 cents, I think. Yeah, not a ton of shares, but you know, we'll see what happens on this one. Just another chart I want to put out there for you guys. We do have a ton of charts that are basing, not AAB, AABB. Like all these charts are so based right now. Like I feel like it would not be hard for this thing to, you know, triple from here. I really think it could triple. And in terms of risk, I don't know, man. It's tough. I guess maybe 10.5 or something, but it could break below that level. So I don't know. It is tough. I just really like the basing, and I feel like we'll be looking back in a few months like, oh wow, why didn't we take that? ICBU, that's another chart I really like. Starting to uptrend here. Missed the entry down there. That's a nice one though. I think they're due for some news. SWRM, same type of thing. Kind of nice basing action here. Trying to make a higher low. They typically put out news and it spikes a bunch in one day very quickly. So you know, you could get some here and then put like a limit sell. I don't know, somewhere up in here. I feel like that would sell pretty nicely. That's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah. Hope you had a good week since I last made a video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú